The making of today's show was kind of an accident. It wasn't planned out. It just happened. So here's the story. I have a neighbor, Isabel. She's 22 years old. She considers herself to be something of an audio nerd. And she just happened to be passing through the lobby of the building when she saw these Pure Audio Project Duet 15 Horn 1 speakers being delivered. And she freaked. I mean, she was really, really, really excited. She had no idea what they were. I mean, she knew they were speakers, but she never saw anything like that. So she kept touching them. She put her fingers in the horn. I mean, it was just, it was so much fun to just watch her trying to process what the hell was going on. So I said to her, hey, when I set them up, you want to come up to my apartment and listen to them. I want to see your reaction, like a first reaction to the sound of a speaker like this. And she said she would. So she did. She came up, listened, and then we shot this interview. And it went very, very well. You'll get it when you see how she describes the sound of the speaker. Mind you, she's not an audiophile, definitely not. But she has some very interesting insights about the sound of this speaker. Stick around for that. But first, I want to give a shout out to my friend Herb Reichert. Yes, you guys know him. Anyway, he's taking calls. He loves talking to audiophiles about audio stuff and lots of other things. And anyway, this is your opportunity. So you have to work it out with Herb, exactly the details of these chats. But anyway, I'm putting his address on the screen right now. Email Herb. Oh, and in the subject line of your email, put audiophiliac. He gets a lot of emails, so I want yours to stand out and work it out. Work it out with Herb. And now, without any further ado, let's see what Isabel has to say. Isabel,
Yes.
This is incredible. All these years, we've known, pretty much your entire life you've lived in this building.
Yeah.
And I've been in this building somewhere in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're actually talking.
I know.
We've talked a little before.
A little bit, yeah.
But not like this. This is the most in-depth.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw these speakers being delivered yesterday.
Yeah.
And the look on your face of fascination, like, what is that thing?
Yeah.
And you kept touching it, which I thought was amazing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
I'm curious about it. I'm curious about the wood and the shape of it. I mean, the horn is beautiful, so yeah, it did intrigue me for sure. And then the audio dude came in, and I thought he was taking them away instead of dropping them off, and I got really scared. I was like,
no.
wait, no. So yeah, thank you for letting me hear them.
Yeah. So the big question is, so you've never heard anything like this before?
Not that I can recall. Maybe without knowing that I have at some point, but nothing.
But not like in
nothing
somebody's
distinct.
audio system in
No,
their house,
no.
right? Yeah.
Not,
So,
yeah, no.
yeah, so that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
And you have a background in audio. You're
Yeah.
studying audio.
I went to audio engineering school for a year, so I wouldn't say I'm as seasoned as those who are 10, 20, 30, 40 years in, of course.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I
not.
am a nerd about it.
Yeah, I
Definitely
mean, you're above average.
Yeah, and I'm learning.
Yeah, that's your whole. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna start a podcast. And
Yes, I'm a very curious person.
Yeah, and you sing.
I do sing.
Yeah, so you're multi-talented.
Thank you.
So anyway, here we are. You heard these speakers. I played different kinds of music with them, and so the purpose of doing this video is this is a reaction video, as they say, right? So what is your reaction to this sound?
Well, I think it's interesting because when you're listening to something new, you want it to sound how you want it to sound or how you're expecting it to sound. But then a big factor is how the audio was recorded, whatever that audio is that you're initially listening to. I think in general it's a cool experience because the horn and the woofer have great cohesion, and it's a very literal sound. You know, it can almost sound like you're right there with the band that's playing, or you're right there with the singer. But I think ultimately it also comes down to how those people were recording themselves. But so far, I'm finding that I'm picking up so many details that sound very natural. It's like very uninterrupted sound. It's a very as it is type of way to let something exist and be. So I like that they're not limiting. It's a very open sound.
Yes. You're using all the right words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just how I feel.
Yeah, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
That's the idea of doing this like reaction video.
Well, I guess that means that these are what they advertise and try to be, you know, like, because I mean, you can say that you're one thing as a company and end up being another. So it's nice that they're doing their job.
Wow, that's fantastic. You get it.
I do.
You got it. That's really good. And you're putting it into words that are, you know.
Yeah, props to them.
It's, you know, this is my job, talking
Yeah.
about sound with words. But I've been
Yeah.
doing this a very long time. And this is your first shot at it, so to speak. And there you go. You're on.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's kind of paradoxical or like meta in a way because I'm explaining these speakers how these speakers explain what they play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm just straight on about it. These are pretty straight on about whatever's behind them. So picking up their energy right now and channeling it.
Wow. This is good stuff. So, yeah.
No, I mean, it's beautiful. It's something that we don't get to see as often.
Yeah. Well, now you can, now that we're pals.
Yeah.
You know, I have this thing. So yeah, I am an audiophile. You know that word,
Yes,
audiophile,
yes.
right? An audiophile is someone who likes
Yeah.
the sound of music. They like music and they also like sound, right? And the catch is that every system, every speaker, every amplifier that the signal goes through sounds different, right? So that what many audiophiles are trying to do throughout their lives is to find the sound, you know,
Yeah.
that makes them happy, that does everything they want it to do.
Yeah.
Now this is almost impossible, but it's the quest of trying to get
understand.
there that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know? It's not the getting there, it's the journey
Well,
to there.
I understand. I mean, I think for me, that's like my headphones have a very neutral frequency response.
Uh-huh.
And
What are they?
they're Bose 700s.
Uh-huh.
And sure, the noise cancellation is cool, but I feel like I've never heard, at least on affordable headphones for most consumers, I've never heard any headphones have the same translation of audio as the Bose 700s, just because they're very literal, you know?
Okay.
I feel like they play sound the best. But yeah, for me, that's my version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you know, there's a lot more to learn. There are a lot of different mediums to hear sound through, but I understand that. I mean, we don't even know what, like, even our ears distort sound for us, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess everybody, the same way we all see colors differently, we also probably hear everything differently. And also it depends what we want to consciously pick up.
What we focus on.
Yeah, what we focus on.
Right. So like for audiophiles, right? Audiophiles focus on different things. Some of them focus on bass,
Yeah.
how powerful it is. Some focus on mid-range, so how natural do voices sound. Some people focus on sound stage. You know what that is? It's like where things appear, right? And many other things, right? So they get hung up on those things and they sort of ignore the other things, you know. So everybody does that in a different way. Whether they consciously do it or not isn't the point, but they absolutely do it. Every human does it. But I'm fascinated by it. And I also think that listening to the space around you in real life, you know, like hearing this room, or if you're in a church that has great acoustics and stuff, to be really open to hearing it, because a lot of people just ignore that. It's just there, right? But when you are aware of the space you're in, you hear it in a different way, because it's contributing. You can never hear the sound of a singer without in real life without the space around the singer. You know, the concert hall or the club or whatever it is, right? So it's all part of it. But most people, non-audiophile people, they listen to just that source, the singer or the drummer or the trumpet players, right? They don't think about all that other stuff. But they're actually missing out on a lot, because it's all part of it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I was working in a recording session once, and the saxophone player came in early because he had all these different mouthpieces that he could use on his sax, right? So some were rubber, some were plastic, some were metal, and he's just playing. And it's a church; it's not a studio. So he's hearing the sound fill the church, and then he'd play, take it off, put it on another one, play some more, listen to the sound coming back, and I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That you're interested not in just the sound of your instrument, but how it sounds in this space.
Yeah, it's important.
It's super important. It's like one of the things that separates good recordings from not so good recordings is how much of that you get,
Yeah, I mean, I have a personal thing against our apartment layout. So
yes, we live in the same building.
Yes,
we have the same.
Yes, we
apartment.
do live in the same row of apartments.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's where my personal thing comes in with listening in this apartment, is that it is exactly the same as my apartment, and I don't feel like sound translates the best in the shape that these apartments are, even like the walls and the, but I mean, who am I to complain?
Hey, you're you.
Yeah, but
that's enough.
You've made the best of this space, and it's really amazing.
No, but what you don't understand is that because the wall that my viewers never see, the other side of this room, right? The other side of this room, the wall is going at a really sharp angle.
Yeah.
Meaning that the front wall that you're on and the back wall are not parallel. And because they're not parallel, the sound doesn't bounce back and forth like it does in most rooms. And that's what makes this room actually really good sounding.
Yeah.
I lucked out.
I mean, yeah, you did luck out. I was thinking about that, and then your rug, I don't know if you did this intentionally, has like these almost triangle shapes, if you want to call it that. And then so when you have something here and here, it's kind of like a guide, into the back of this triangular shaped room. I mean, for me, we have one big wall right here, so it's always done exactly what you're talking about. We also have mirrors lining this wall.
That's really bad.
So it's so bad.
That's really bad.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's my personal thing with the apartment. It has nothing to do with your apartment, really. But, it's just funny because I understand the energy of the building and the space. So.
But soon you're leaving.
I am leaving.
Wait a minute. Now that we've had our first conversation, you're leaving.
Yeah,
I know. Weird.
Right? Yeah. Well, I'll be back, and maybe this can be my excuse to come back.
There you go. That'd be nice.
I mean, I have nobody else left in this building, so, that's not true.
That's sad.
But yeah, I know it's sad. It is sad, but I'm excited to move.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
First apartment?
First apartment. So
That's
this is my childhood apartment.
Yeah.
And then my parents moved out and left me here.
Yeah, you're an orphan.
Yeah, I'm an orphan now. No, so it's my turn.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to make use of a new space and to get rid of everything I don't want and fill the new space up with only things that are mine.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Doesn't get better than that. Okay, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Unless there's something else we should talk about?
No.
No, we're good?
I don't think so.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, I think my fans are going to be very interested in what you say because I've never done an interview like this, so there's going to be a lot of comments.
Cool. Well, I'll have to see it.
And I'll be watching you guys in the comments.
Cool.
Behave yourself.
Nice to meet you. Behave yourselves.
Yeah. And to be continued. Thank you, Isabel.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.